Let's also talk about the Remove the Stain Act. Explain to people what that is and what it means.
Sure. In 1869, on December 28, 1869, Chief Spotted Elk was taking people from the Cheyenne River Reservation in South Dakota and going to the Oglala Sioux Reservation. They were met by the 7th Cavalry that night. They immediately surrendered to the 7th Cavalry. 7th Cavalry escorted them to the Wounded Knee Creek, where the next morning they found an excuse to open up on them, and they killed over 250, mainly women and children. And those soldiers all received medals of honor for that massacre of killing those women and children. It took 100 years to get the U.S. Congress, the House, and the Senate to issue an apology and say it was a massacre, because up until that time, they called it a battle. And so what we've been doing now for the past few years is trying to get Congress to move on taking those Medal of Honors away from those soldiers of 7th Cavalry that killed the women and children there.
And so, first of all, where are we with that? Are you seeing any forward progress?
We're actually moving along pretty good. We got legislation in the House and in the Senate called the Remove the Stain Act. We did attempt to get it put in the National Defense Authorization Act, but the Republican side would not allow us to do that unless we agreed to an amendment. And that amendment was basically saying that, okay, we're gonna let the Department of Defense review it, but we want them to review it with the terms that were used in the 1800s, and basically saying that it wasn't going to happen. So we would not agree to the amendment, and so it did not get out of the committee because it was a 50-50 split. One thing, if I can have a moment,
Sure.
General Miles, who was with he's in charge of the overall cavalry, and was awarded the Medal of Honor during the Civil War, wrote this, and it was a confidential letter. And here's what he said about the Wounded Knee. He said, "Wholesale massacre occurred, and I have never heard of a more brutal, cold-blooded massacre than a Wounded Knee. About 200 women and children were killed and wounded, women with little children on their back, and small children, gunpowder burned by the men who killed them, being so near as to burn their flesh and their clothing with the powder from their guns, and nursing babies with 5 bullet holes in them." These are the people that they gave the Congressional Medal of Honor for. There was more medals given there than during the fight on terrorism this past 20 years.
Wow. Well, that's certainly some history many people may not be aware of. We certainly appreciate, OJ, you being on the show. We're going to continue to focusing, obviously, on the voting issue. It is so critical, and we'll see exactly how the Senate is going to move on this next week. And so hope to have you back. Hey,
I always appreciate it. I'll keep an eye on you.
All right. I appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
You have a good day.
Folks, back to our Roland Martin Unfiltered video in just one moment.
All right, folks, CEEK.com is a black-owned company founded by Mary Spiel. It's a virtual reality company where you can actually go there, look at their virtual reality content. A couple of devices they actually have for sale that you might be interested in. First off, their VR headset allows for you to slide your phone right in and experience that virtual reality content on their site or watch a 360-degree video. Also, their 360-degree headphones, tremendous bass, you can use it for gaming, Bluetooth, phone calls, you name it. Folks, you can get these two at CEEK.com using this promo code RMVIP21, RMVIP21. You buy one or the other, or even both, a portion of the proceeds come back to us here at Roland Martin Unfiltered. And so we want you to check out CEEK.com and give it a try.